Welcome back, everybody. It is a snowy week here at Vendetta. I think we had about 12 inches of snow over the week, so it's annoyingly slow. We're waiting on freight on a bunch of stuff, but I did purchase something new. We picked it up yesterday. It's the 07 STI behind me. Needs a motor. Went to pick it up. It looked like a good deal. It needs a motor, has a rod knock. So paid the guy, gave him cash, got the title, everything, done deal. Thinking it was gonna be no big deal, call a flatbed and get it, towed up here. With how bad the roads have been and how many cars have been stuck in the ditches here, I couldn't get a flatbed for a non-emergency tow until Friday. Yesterday was Tuesday. So I called the guys up and we ultimately drove this freaking thing about 35 minutes on back roads, 45 minutes with a rod knock. It made it amazingly. So here we are. Car is a little questionable. It's mostly stock. 3-port boost controller, some exhaust work done on it, an old school Cobb cold air intake on it. I haven't even driven this thing. Liam actually drove it while I was behind him in my truck, just in case he broke down. Thank God he didn't, because I don't know how the F we would have gotten this thing back here. We'd have had to flat tow it through some really snowy roads. Here's my new to me 07 STI. It's a little rough around the edges, but we can put a short block in it, get the car running again, clean it up, and I think it's going to be a solid car. The 05 to 07 era STIs are by far my favorite and, in my opinion, the best. There's some interesting stuff in it. It kind of smells like feet in the interior, but it's all there. She's a little dirty. She's a little dirty. The owner of this car, he got a rod knock. He parked it for about 6 to 8 months. He was like, I just want to get it gone. But he didn't even clean out anything in the car. Like, he gave me the title and the keys, and he's like, here you go. It was snowed in, so I didn't really take a great look at it. I got as much of a look as I could. But, like, there's just crap all throughout this car. Let's see what we got. Boot company. Half pair of sunglasses. I don't know what those are. Dude, American honey shooter in the passenger seat. Original Subaru manual. Carpets are disgusting. Old access port. I don't know what the hell this thing is. Nice. Radar detector. Mountain Dew voltage. Ugh. Here you go. I'm not smelling that. Dude, hell no. So the guy I bought it from, nice guy, straight country, owned like 3 diesels, cat hat. The cat toy? One of my longest YouTube subscriptions ever is to Mighty Car Mods, and they would call this automotive archaeology. Of course, 5W40, because what Subaru doesn't have 5W40? Bandages. Ew. Ugh. The hell is that? Oh, there's our smell. That's our smell.
Mold.
Okay.
Sick.
Mold. One thing with these cars is the headlight seals here fail in water.
Oh,
God.
That's
Dude, that is really bad.
You got some Febreze?
Dude, Febreze ain't fixing that.
Dude. I also don't think you need cancer.
I already had it, okay? Spare tires here. The 05 to 07s, the headlight seals leak. The water doesn't come in anywhere else. It doesn't have a sunroof or anything like that. But the taillight seals fail and water gets into the trunk. So that is disgusting. That is really bad.
All right, you done in here?
That is bad.
You done?
Yeah, you can close it. We're gonna have to like steam that, get it out. It stinks. This has been leaking water for a long time. It does have some problems. I'm not gonna lie, it's a 2007, so what? How old is that now? It's 25? Do some math for me.
Did you guys not do the math on this?
18 years old? 18 years old? It's 18 years old. I don't expect it to be perfect.
I got you a bracket.
That goes on the engine.
Yeah.
The steering wheel, like every first-gen STI, is starting to peel. We've lost our fender flares here, but I can still get those from Subaru. They come paint matched, by the way, so all I gotta do is stick the new ones on. They're about $100 a piece. It's fading paint in a couple areas. Wing is starting to fade here. I mean, the car is 200K and it's been sat outside for a long time. The wing tips here fading, like most of the plastics. We have our typical paint fade here. Mirrors, this one's not too bad. The other one's terrible. The shop is covered in water because this thing was like buried in the snow and we drove it here and I just let it thaw out overnight. The car needs probably about $1,500 in paint. Oh, also has a stupid carbon hood scoop on it. That has got to go. It has the quick release buttons for the front bumpers. I'm not a big fan of them, but it is mostly original. It's almost completely stock. This car cleaned up, proper healthy engine with some good tuning on it, get some paint work done on it, and just keep it nice. I'm gonna keep the car.
Sucks we can't blow it up, it's already blown.
It is already blown up. We can try and start it.
Dude, the fact that we drove over an hour and it decided to completely die when we pulled up to the door.
Dude, it was like meant to happen. I did charge the battery. It also needs window tint.
That's normal.
You hear that screechy noise? That's the main bearing spinning, so they, instead of them being two clamshells that click together, they actually rotate over themselves. I don't think it's gonna start. Yeah, she's dead. It needs a motor. But it made it here. Drove 30 miles.
It went from 2,500 being under load, iffy, like you could hear it knocking, but it wasn't horrendous, to 2,500 being, it was pretty bad.
It is filthy, disgusting, dirty. It has a triple pod in the center. The wrong color, they're blue. But that is some Subaru race car stuff right there. Ultimately, the goal is, my fiance already claimed it. We built her an 09 WRX that also came in blown up that I bought from the customer. I showed her this one and she's like, I want to drive that one. So I have to now sell the 09, fix this one, and let her drive the 07 STI. To be fair, I think it's a total upgrade. Might have more miles. The 09's probably going to be faster, but this is an STI with a 6-speed in it. It's a win. Oh yeah, then we have this 06, which is like immaculate right next to us. And then we have this piece of, this is what they used to look like. This is a great example. It says 32K on it, or 34,000. This has almost 190.
I don't know which one I like more. I like that has an aggressive, cool wing, but the sleekness of no wing is nice.
This car, I've always been like, oh, we should put a wing on it. No. It doesn't, it would ruin it.
It looks so much better without the wing.
It's definitely a cleaner look, but if you're going for an aggressive look, the wing.
I think cars that are actually fast without wings are cooler than fast cars with wing. Stupid ass steering wheel cover is so ugly. Never seen this car actually remotely clean, so this is an experience for both of us. Oh, hang on. What is happening? Oh, the thread came loose.
Righty tighty, lefty loosey.
Man, it looks way better when it's wet. It's still filthy, but at least it's not covered in salt anymore. Let's see how bad it is underneath. It also needs fender liners, common Subaru issue. I'm mostly concerned, is it rusty? No. Holy crap, it's in great shape. Oh my God, it's in great shape. I got a sway bar, got an adjustable sway bar back here. Oh, it needs an axle. It just needs a little love. It sounds crazy, but I will not buy a car that has bad tires on it. It can have all types of other mechanical problems, but if it has bad tires on it, I don't know. I won't buy them. This is a W. Just needs a motor and some paint work. But
let's put a motor in it, then blow it up.
No! Our oil pickup got delayed because of the storm. We got to squeegee the floor too.
I'd love nothing more than to squeegee the floor. Honestly, not a terrible purchase, but dude didn't even start it, didn't drive it or anything and bought it. But not a bad find, honestly. I was surprised.
I mean, I looked underneath it a little bit. Oh, dude. Oh my God.
It's silver.
She's dead, genuinely dead.
I want to see this filter.
We could paint with that. That is bad. I hate to break it to your previous owner, but your magnetic drain plug did not save this motor. The problem with magnetic drain plugs is the majority of the components, like the case, the cylinder heads, all of that, aluminum. Yes, this caught stuff, but like it didn't catch any of the aluminum chunks because it's non-ferrous.
This thing used to have a lip.
Oh, well.
It's gone now.
Oh, she's plugged up full, bro. Just straight metal. And you can see how the filter's kind of wavy. That happens when it starts to clog. Oh yeah, I mean, we already knew that, but this is the worst one I've seen in a long time. Otherwise, shockingly clean underside. This car must not have been driven either in the snow or it must have been a car from a different state, like not in the Rust Belt. Want to pull motor?
I don't really think I have a choice.
This is probably the second motor that's been put in it. Although it looks like it's been in this car for a long time. I'd be amazed if this engine made it 200K without a replacement. Front bumper's seen better days.
My goodness, come off.
No way that just came out that easy.
With the weak impact too. Going down. Oh, piece of junk. Just kidding. It will be not a piece of junk hopefully soon. What is this? Beautiful gold tape. Makes it actually look so much faster with the gold tape. Oh, Daniel actually wanted to do this, so he should get a tip for this. All right, let's go deliver him a present. I have a gift for you.
Oh, thank fucking God. I get the idea of why people do it. The top mount heat soaks, so it sits on top of the engine, like obviously, but it looks so bad. It looks so terrible. The like couple degrees difference you get from that, 100% not worth
I
it.
thought it just added horsepower.
Did he come off easily at least?
Just,
They probably didn't even prep it when they put it on there. Yeah, it was never clean to begin with. It's not worth it, 100%. It looks ugly. You're not gonna see any real noticeable difference in power. Don't do it, guys. Just don't.
Why won't you? Why are you not coming? Piece of junk. Let's see how these top bell housing bolts are. Hopefully they're a little better than the last vehicle we had. What? It's like really good. I wonder if they did the clutch recently. Could explain a lot. Could really use an electric ratchet right about now. This bolt sucks. It takes forever. Starter is out.
What is, oh, he has a grounding kit on it. I'm convinced grounding kits are witchcraft. I don't think they do anything. If the wiring's done properly, Subaru does a pretty decent job at it. I've never seen much of a difference, but I don't know, someone's gonna shoot me for saying that. An electrical engineer probably. Like, if you have a battery relocation to the trunk, okay. Other than that, I'm surprised that actually worked. I'll be real with you. The '09 hatch has been a wonderful car. This is straight up cooler and it holds value more. So I put a radiator in it, put an engine in it, tuned it. It's been like rock solid. We haven't done anything to it. I need to do the headlights too. Those will clean up. Look at the difference.
She has some clears.
No,
Clears on this would go so hard.
no,
I'm not saying the taillights, but the headlights.
no,
Such potential.
no.
This is my least favorite part. It's tight.
Jeez. It might also fight you pulling it out because the block is separating. With how much metal this thing ate, I'm gonna have to sit here and hot tank everything for hours. PCV system, everything has to be cleaned and hot tanked. It's gonna take forever. I gotta pull the fork pin out of this thing. Oh, it's out.
It's out? Okay.
This car's had the parts on it for a long time because that is the OG Cobb logo. I guarantee that's what blew it up. I'm just joking. But
You gotta come over here right when I'm struggling. Well, that's convenient. Popped off the backside. The case is slowly spreading itself apart more and more from the trans, which is nice for me. Don't have to deal with that.
a little bit of an update on the 07 STI. We've got the engine out of it. It's on the stand. Had a rod knock. Pretty sure it spun the bearing. Cylinder heads are sent off to Nolan's. They are doing a complete valve job, rework on it, decking them flat, cleaning them up, trying to save the cylinder heads. We're gonna try and smooth out some of the cam caps and everything else to get rid of some of the abuse from the metal contaminated oil in it. But in the meantime, I've been busy ordering parts for it. I've detailed the interior, did a full wax and clay bar on the exterior, got some new plastic trim pieces in. I have fender liners for it. I have an under splash tray for it. Keep in mind, this car has almost 190,000. I think it's 188. We did peel the tint off of it. We're gonna get it retinted, but there's still some glue on the glass, but we'll deal with that later. But the interior did clean up pretty well, I have to say. Oh my God. I found a pack of Swisher Sweets. Really brought the car back to life. It looks so much better than it did. And then we do have our new, if you own a Subaru and you have plastic components that are broken, a lot of times you can get these direct from Subaru painted. So this was urban gray metallic. I just ordered the part number from Subaru and it showed up pre-painted. All I had to do was stick it on. So saved me a bit of time there. And then we are getting the plastics here, like the wing. The base is still there. We're gonna have one of the local paint guys that we partner with do some repainting on the plastics here, on the tail wing here, and eventually we'll put an OEM hood scoop back on it. I'm not sure when that's gonna be. The hood scoops are like $400 unpainted. It's not on my high priority list. I'm trying just to get the thing running. It did have some mold in the trunk. I pulled the liners out of it. It is still a little stinky. If you have an 02 to 07 WRX STI and you keep getting water in your trunk when you do car washes or when it rains, more than likely your leak is behind your rear taillight. There is a neoprene gasket that goes here and then a clip that also has like a 3M tape around it that goes through the body. So I fixed the water leak, but the damage was already done. The interior plastics here, but you can see some staining. You see how it's turning brown here. This car, knowing how old it is, probably been leaking from those rear taillight housings for a very long time. It sat for a very long time before I bought it. With the combination of it sitting outside with all the water in it and the previous owner probably not even knowing about it, it just started to deteriorate the interior plastics here. And there was some actual mold on the actual unibody itself. I got about 90% of it out. We're gonna have Andres with his detailing company come in, actually do a steam clean on it, and then put the ozone machine in it to try and get rid of the smell and get rid of all the rest of the mold. You know, I don't mind buying a car that's dirty as f, but if there's mold in it, I have to get it fixed, 100%. It really does need a paint correction, but that's something I'll either have Andres do or just wait in the future. This car is gonna be daily driven. And this is one, after cleaning it up, I think we're gonna keep it, because the GD chassis STIs are becoming hard to find, and especially hard to find that are in decent condition. But most of them are just modified to the point where they're just a giant headache or they've just been thrashed. This one is a survivor. It's been abused a bit in its life, but I will bring it back. We're not doing some crazy power. We're gonna do a Type RA block, stock turbo, just some pro tuning with an intake and exhaust, and it's gonna stay like that. And if one day I get a wild hair at my ass, I'll put some E85 in it and put some injectors in it, but besides that, we're done. We're not doing anything else to it. And it'll be a reliable daily driver, especially with no rust on it. Steven, we all hate Valentine's Day. Stupid holiday, right? We need to petition Trump to do second 4th of July and replace Valentine's Day with second 4th of July.
Part 2 would be crazy.
Dude, literally 4th of July part 2. Day drinking, barbecue, fireworks, explosions, burnouts.
Burnouts with only going out with a warning from the police.
Trump, his popularity would skyrocket.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Valentine's Day is stupid. This has to go up on the lift now. It is ready. Zach, do me a favor. Push the clutch pedal in. It's gonna go to the floor. Thank you. That's all I needed. Cameraman helping. Oh. Update. Engine in the 07's in. Plastics came back from paint. They're installed. Engine is in the car. We are close to getting the car running. We're gonna put the downpipe on, do some odds and ends, put the starter in it. That's about it. This thing will run today, hopefully in the next hour or so. I love bolts that get loosed and tight and loosed and tight and loosed and tight. Turbo blanket on. PCV, intercooler, battery, belt, start. Access port.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Hell yeah. Ugh. Oh, it'd help if I plug the battery in. I already mentioned I hate Subaru's retention mechanism for batteries. All right, I gotta flash this and I'm gonna crank. My gauges work, access port works.
Please take this moment to like and subscribe on the video. Maybe leave a comment, you know, turn on those post notifications, because I said so. Happy Valentine's Day. Although I bet you this video's not gonna go up on Valentine's Day. I just said that anyway.
This guy was having problems with it before it blew up, and I think I figured out why. I go through everything when I do an engine R&R. This one had new camshaft position sensors, like aftermarket ones in it. The cam position sensors very rarely go out. And then I took the ABCS cam gears apart and they were like seized. I've never seen a cam gear so full of metal in my life. So this is the cam gear from the 07. Do you see all of that? Just that is all of that is inside the cam gear because it's oil controlled. If you don't take these apart and clean them, that is going straight back into your fresh engine. It's crazy important to clean these, and this is a great example. Please clean these things. This one we figure out if I f***ed up or not.
Language.
Reflash.
Here's your flashlight.
All right, contact.
Turns over pretty well.
Because the gauges turn off when you crank, so I have no idea if I build oil pressure or not.
Sick.
We're gonna crank it for a little bit and then just go for it. We're gonna wing it. Just make sure I'm not puking anything out the bottom, would you? Ew, there's a hair tie in here, gross. Ew, there's multiple. You plug crank position in?
Yeah.
I have key out, so it will not start. I got 100 plus PSI oil pressure.
I think you have an exhaust leak.
You think?
It runs. It's got a rough exhaust leak.
Where is it? It sounds like it's coming from that EGR port on the right side. See that catch? No eyes. The proper way to do this is to buy the Grim Speed adapter that lets you go from donut to 3-inch. But I don't have one of those, and I'm not waiting for one to show up. So all you do is you double gasket with the 3-inch gaskets on it. This is not the correct fix.
It was leaking, I'm assuming, out of the exhaust gasket. Why don't you order the adapter?
Why don't you shut up? When you don't have the adapter, you can double gasket your 3-inch exhaust gaskets. That is now sealed. You know I care about this car because I actually spent $100 on the tray.
I think you're an idiot.
Why? It has new fender liners and new tray.
Put an aftermarket tray on it.
No. Self-clearancing threads.
Is that what you wanted?
No, not quite. If you don't have AAA and you own a modified Subaru, go buy it right now. It will pay for itself the first time it breaks down. I guarantee it. AAA is goated. I think she's ready for a test drive. All right, I'm starting it. Sounds way better now. It sounds real good until I do this, and it's gonna start screeching like a banshee. That wasn't as dramatic as I thought it would be. Go turn the steering wheel. Stop, stop. Okay, all right, you can turn it off. We have a little bit of an oil leak. I'm assuming I just need a crush washer, hopefully. Start her up. Turn the wheel for me. W. What's my oil pressure at? 100 pounds, hell yeah. I'm exhausted from this.
That was fire. Did you see that? Dude, this is crazy. This should be put in the video.
What? I just had you bolt. Just ate your 12 mil socket down to the turbo. We're back, minor crash out, but it's okay. Just so you know, I don't care about this front bumper because it's f***ed anyways. It's just so frustrating. It's like the last 5% of the project is the most tedious hair pulling side of it.
Honestly, my personal opinion, Subarus are the best cars in the world. Debate me in the comments, they're the best car in the world. I'd rather have a Subaru than a Bugatti Veyron. Koenigsegg doesn't have shit on Subaru. Subaru is the more affordable version of Porsche.
Are you rage baiting right now? One of my Halo dream cars is a GT3 RS.
A Subaru WRX is basically that. That's why you like Subarus. Oil leaks, that's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Graham did not put a rev limiter on this car. This is the full beams. Ah, it drives good. Yep. This is what an STI is supposed to feel like. Power mirrors still work. 188K. Wow, the wipers are actually halfway decent. I've never even driven this car until today. Since we spilled ATF on the header, it's gonna smoke for days. I deem that a win. I'll put some more coolant in, call it a day. Well, I think that's a wrap on this one. I have some minor odds and ends. We're gonna get the car tinted. So we did an entire Type RA short block, IAG pickup, baffle combo, 11mm upgraded oil pump on it. We relocated some stuff, rebuilt the turbo, but overall, like, we're gonna keep the car the way it is. It's essentially stage 2. It's a high flow downpipe, catback exhaust. Intake, essentially a 3-port boost controller, and that's it. Pro-tuned on 91 octane. Really, in my opinion, after doing this for so long, this is the way the car should be set up if you want to daily drive them. So that's where we're gonna keep this car. It's gonna be a nice daily driver. I'm sure Delaney is gonna be excited to take it. It has cost me more than I thought it would, especially with the paint and everything else, but I think it turned out so much better when it pulled up in. Added some considerable value to the car. On to the next one, literally. I got 5 other ones in here right now.